Hello and welcome. Welcome to the virtual gathering of our annual Commemoration of the Martyrs. We have never all been together in such a way as this, and we never will be again. We are now presented with a unique opportunity to halt in the present moment and remember. If you would, take a deep breath with me. Allow yourself to come to this time, to drop in together. We gather today in the name of Spirit, in the name of the Creator, in the name of Goddess, Reason, Jesus, Science, Humanity, and Love. We gather to bask in the light of our interdependence. We gather to learn and to recommit ourselves to the practice of solidarity.
We gather this evening because 4 women have brought us in solidarity with the people of El Salvador and of all of Central America and Colombia. We especially remember tonight Ida Ford, Maura Clark, both who were Maryknoll's sisters, Jean Donovan and Dorothy Kazel. Jean Donovan, a lay missioner with the Cleveland Diocesan Mission Team, and Dorothy Kazel, an Ursuline nun with the Diocesan Mission Team, who gave their lives out of love for the people of El Salvador on December 2nd, 1980. We gather because these women are our friends, our teachers, our mentors, and guides. We gather because they taught us what solidarity means. The work of solidarity between Central America, El Salvador in particular, and Cleveland was begun by these 4 women. The Interreligious Task Force could not continue as such a hearty agent of change without being rooted in the remembrance of these 4 women and the love they had for the people of El Salvador. And these 4 women who chose to be in partnership with the marginalized and oppressed people of a country far from their home. Their intentionality, their recognition of their freedom to choose love, and their practice is the guiding force of the Interreligious Task Force still today. Yes, 40 years after Dorothy, Ida, Jean, and Maura were killed, we continue to remember their legacy and continue to look toward those we are asked to be in solidarity with as the leaders of this movement. Just 2 weeks before she was killed, Jean recommitted herself to this work of solidarity when she wrote in a letter, "Several times I have decided to leave El Salvador. I almost could, except for the children, the poor, bruised victims of this insanity. Who would care for them? Whose heart could be so staunch as to favor the reasonable thing in a sea of their tears and loneliness? Not mine, dear friend, not mine."
Just a few years before she died, Ida wrote about her work in the Global South, saying, "Am I willing to suffer with the people here? Can I say to my neighbors, I have no solutions to this situation. I don't know the answers, but I will walk with you, search with you, be with you." This is the solidarity, not charity, framework that we work from. And I would also add, and I think perhaps the 4 martyrs would as well, can I say to my neighbors, you are the experts in your own lives. How can I offer my privilege, presence, and energy toward your liberation? The time continues to be ripe for resistance. The forces and systems that marginalize and oppress are wishing for our complacency, looking for our apathy, asking us to turn a blind eye to suffering. As the community of the IRTF, I invite us to consider how we've been complacent, or how we've bought into the story that we are made to be independent and individualized. May we shake off such lenses, and may we recommit in the name of Ida, Dorothy, Jean, and Nora, killed 40 years ago this December, and in the name of those killed by state violence since we last gathered together. The work is not done. In the words of Dorothy Kazel, do continue to be spirit-filled and challenging.
I think the words of Julia Esquivel will be helpful for us this evening. In the book, The Certainty of Spring, she has a poem that reminds us not to be afraid. The name of this poem is They Have Threatened Us with Resurrection. I'm going to read you a few excerpts from this poem. There is something here within us which doesn't let us sleep, which doesn't let us rest, which doesn't stop pounding deep inside. It is the sad gaze of children, fixed there beyond memory in the very pupil of our eyes, which during sleep, though closed, keep watch with each contradiction of the heart in every awakening. What keeps us from sleeping is they have threatened us with resurrection, because we have felt their inert bodies and their souls penetrate ours, doubly fortified, because in this marathon of hope, there are always others to relieve us in bearing the courage necessary to arrive at the goal which lies beyond death. They have threatened us with resurrection because they are more alive than ever before, because they transform our agonies and fertilize our struggle, because they pick us up when we fall and gird us like giants. Accompany us then on this vigil, and you will know what it is to dream. You will know how marvelous it is to live threatened with resurrection, to dream awake, to keep watch asleep, to live while dying, and to already know oneself resurrected. Since we gathered 1 year ago, we have written dozens of letters to express our outrage and call for justice in the deaths of dozens of people in southern Mexico, in Central America, and Colombia, whose lives were cut short because they dared to speak truth to power. As we always do when we are able to gather in person, you are invited to proclaim presente after the reading for each country. Hear their names now. In southern Mexico, Arnolfo Cerón Soriano, presente. In Honduras, Bienaventura Calderón, Santos Felipe Escobar, Efrán Martínez, Carla Ignacia Pieta Martínez, José Leopoldo Navarro, Humberto Hidalgo Niño, Henri Michel Rivera Dubon, Edwin Amilcar Marena, Iris Argentina Álvarez Chávez, Edwin Noel Flores Sacas, Marvin Rolando Alvarado Santiago, Hermón Geraldo Villasillo, Jorge Posas, Antonio Bernardes, Julio Andrés Pineda Díez, Luis Almendares, Arnold Joaquín Morazón Erazo, presente. En Guatemala, Dominga Ramos Saljo, presente. En Colombia, Dylan Cruz, Manuel Santos Yatecu, José Humberto Rodríguez, Elisario Mendoza, Carlos Cardona, Sergio Manuel Navas Tapias, Hernando Herrera, Benjamín Banguera, Kristen David Cecedo, Virginia Selva, Amparo Guijía Mestizo, Juan Pablo Dicu, Nelson Enrique Meneses, Jibar Alexander Kitubo, Henri Cuello, Anuar Rojas Isamara, Jorge Luis Bentecu, Mireya Hernández Guevara, John Freddy Alvarez, John Freddy Vargas, Tulio César Sandoval, Gloria Ocampo, Oscar Quintero, Gentil Hernández Jiménez, Jordón Trovar, Didian Arli Aguidelo, Amado Torres, Julio Gutiérrez Aveles. 23 inmates at La Modelo Prison in Bogotá. Ivo Humberto Bracamonte Quiroz. Marco Rivadeneira. Ángel Ovidio Quintero González. Omar Ernesto Guasiruma. Carlota Isabel Salinas Pérez. Teodimiro Sotelo Anacona. Andrés Andrilio Casimanca Burbano. Mario Quijeso. Hugo de Jesús Geraldo López. Hamilton Gasca Ortega. Robert Gasca. Kevin Gasca. Alvaro Navarez Daza. María Daza. Cristian Navarez Dasca. Jenny Catherine López Navarez. Un Cecilio Guerrero de la Cruz. Emerito Digno Buendía Martínez. Manuel Hernández León. Juan José Orozco. Jimmy Alberto González. Camilo Secuquia Durango. Carlos Barrera. William Pérez. José Abelardo Liz Quitia. José Ernesto Rivera. Rodrigo Salazar. Fabio Alfonso Ganga García. Sonia Loreno Pispicas Ortiz. Jedar Quintana. Nelson Ramos Pereira. Avelino Apia. Héctor David Marín. Gustavo Herrera. Eduardo Alarcón. Presente. The Martyrs of El Salvador, killed in 1980. Saint Oscar Arnulfo Romero. Jean Donovan. Sister Ida Ford. Sister Maura Clark. Sister Dorothy Kazel. Presente.
Together, we hold these individuals and their families up to the highest good. We ask for conviction and presence of mind from those who have come before us. And we remember that when we look to community, we can co-create the just and equitable world we know is possible. Amen.
Presente. When we say presente, we mean that they're with us, that we keep alive their spirits as long as we remember. Presente. I'd now like to invite you all to give out of your abundance. As long as we are stuck in exploitative economic situations, we have to be able to support this work through the grassroots. In our 40-year history, IRTF is proud to say we have never sought or accepted government funding. In good conscience, we cannot take money from a government that the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. so aptly called the greatest purveyor of violence in the world today. Sadly, those words ring true still. IRTF organizes resistance to U.S. imperialism and state-sponsored violence in the Americas. This community exists by its mission as a fire exists by burning. But a fire cannot burn without fuel. And it is the time, the energy, the imagination, the vision, the creativity, the compassion, the love and the support of the members and friends of this community that fuels our mission to nurture and sustain a welcoming, inclusive, and diverse community that transforms lives and serves. Your support, the free and generous support of each and every member of and friend of this community is what fuels this community and its mission. And without it, without that flame of justice, without that community and love, we cannot burn brightly to warm ourselves and be a beacon in a world threatened by division and fear. We unconditionally welcome any and all of you to our community of mutual caring. Any and all of you with serious intent to do the personal and communal work. One of the privileges of practicing autonomy and sovereignty is to provide all the support for our work from among ourselves. Generosity, therefore, is one of the values we recognize as central to our personal and institutional well-being. Giving has always been a ritual. We invite you to give of your abundance tonight, and our collection will be shared with our featured partner organizations. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for accepting the invitation to be in partnership with us with whatever it is that you have to give.